Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel where we talk about the things we love like gaming, shows, and anime. Mortal Kombat has given us many new characters after each sequel, but that doesn't mean they all kick ass. Some are great and some are horrible, but sadly there are a little too many. So today I'd like to show you all 10 of the worst character designs for Mortal Kombat combatants. But before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to Fox Kirito, Charasu Araka, Spy Kezo 9, Lero Neva, Angela Seldon, Super Vegito, and Michael the Channel Kit. Thank you all my fellow Scorpions, and I hope you had a really great Thanksgiving, cause here we go! Number 10. Suhao. Suhao was first introduced in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and he was an unlockable character, so you would assume he would be worth unlocking. But instead he ended up being a pretty useless character. His leader is Mavado, another character who didn't do well for players of the series. It's no wonder why he didn't make the cut for Mortal Kombat Deception. His fighting style isn't impressive and he idolizes the weapon as Cabal, but that doesn't help the character out. Now, why did they have to go with this design? He looks like a general, but works for the Red Dragon clan, so that's confusing. Then, to make this guy look more ridiculous, he wears a pulsating cybernetic implant that works as his heart, which also enhances his strength. I guess this guy was supposed to be somewhat the rival to Jax, but no. Seems like he was forgotten right away. It's funny that they even changed his regular fighting style from Deadly Alliance when they brought him back in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Not that that even worked out for him. Number 9. Smoke from Deception Unchained in Armageddon. Smoke is now one of every MK fan's favorite character. As a ninja, he was a total badass, and I could say the same for his cybernetic robot form. But when they brought him back for Mortal Kombat Deception, we were expecting to see some really cool looking designs, but instead we got this. Why this? Just because his name is Smoke doesn't mean he should look like Smoke. It's like giving us Rain, the Edenian warrior ninja, but instead he looks like Rain. That's pretty pathetic if you really think about it. I mean, if you want to use a special move that allows the character to vanish into smoke, then go for it, but don't give the character smoky arms and a smoky torso. That's just silly. Number 8. Hotaru. This guy has an ordinary role to play in the series, as he does not need to be a Mortal Kombat combatant at all. He is from Order Realm, and let's just say he loves the law. He believes that everyone must obey the laws, so that's just it. What does that have to do with a Mortal Kombat tournament? Nothing at all. But then again, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon weren't even about a tournament. It was just about a bunch of shit going on in different places, so I guess it was acceptable to bring this guy around. But still, why would you want to play as this guy? Good guys who force the law around are barely tolerable. But when you have a bad guy that does it, you just want to beat the crap out of that guy. And that's this guy. His design alone makes him a target for fatalities. Why does he have flags tied to his back? Why does he have no pupils like Raiden? Why does he look a lot like Raiden? I don't know, but I don't plan on ever choosing this guy. Only to perform a harakiri. Number 7. Striker from MK3. Striker was the first ever character in Mortal Kombat that looks simply ridiculous. Why does he look like an angry rent-a-cop? Who thought this was a great choice for a new character in Mortal Kombat 3? Even if they chose a different stunt actor to play the character, he would still look really ridiculous. He looks like a middle-aged man who still thinks he's hip and cool. He looks like one of those old guys who's about to go on a hike. His design for Mortal Kombat Armageddon was a big change, but even there they made him look unappealing and more like a character who's trying to fit in with the series. In MK9 they did improve his design, but the damage was done. Nah, he's pretty cool in MK9. Number 6. SubZero from Deadly Alliance. This is one of the most iconic characters in Mortal Kombat, so why make him look like an old steroid looking man? This pissed off so many fans of the series, even though his alternate costume made him look badass and covered his old looks, but the fact that they made him old is just very confusing. If you win a tournament of Mortal Kombat, you don't age until the next tournament if you don't win. So sure, you could say that years have gone by, but what about the rest of the characters? Sonya still looks hot as hell, Johnny Cage still looks young, and so does every other character from the previous games. So seriously, why do this at all? Not a clue, but we never saw him looking old without the mask ever again. Number 5, Borracho. Just his name alone lets you know that you shouldn't pick this guy. Borracho means drunk in Spanish, for those of you who are wondering. But if his name doesn't turn you away, then his appearance sure as hell will. Who wants to choose a fat stinking drunk when you have badass warriors like Scorpion, Kung Lao, Kitana, and so many more? Borracho is the one who trained Liu Kang for the fight against Shang Tsung, which is cool, and he even knows the art of drunken boxing. But even with this style, we would rather choose Liu Kang or Kung Lao. It doesn't help that he is intentionally the comedic type, so it pisses off players when they lose to him. Then, to make matters worse, his fatalities are horrible. He reminds me of Bacteria from Dragon Ball, so I'm never going to end up choosing him. Number 4, Reptile from Deadly Alliance. Reptile has been the one character with major changes throughout the series. His first appearance was actually in the very first Mortal Kombat game as a secret character, and every ninja looked alike, so they only had color differences. But in Mortal Kombat 4, they decided to change his appearance, and to me it looked like he was no longer a ninja, but more like his name, a reptile. Then Midway changed his looks by making him look more and more like a reptile. But things clearly got a little too far with Deadly Alliance, because Reptile was officially looking like a lizard. You remember that lizard from Turok, the mascot of Iguana Entertainment? Well, that's who I thought this was. Good thing they finally got it right with MK9. Number 3, Blaze. Blaze is your typical man on fire, like Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four. He appeared as a part of the background stage in Mortal Kombat 2, but then they made him playable in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. What is it with Deadly Alliance and barely coming up with any good character designs? He became a secret character, so unlocking him would have been disappointing. There's nothing special about him, he's just a guy covered in flames. Then, for some half-assed reason, they decided to turn him into the final boss for Armageddon. Only here, since he's in Mortal Kombat, they gotta make him look like a ninja. Not only that, he's the game's final boss, so let's make him really big and tall, just like Onaga. And instead of flames, let's make him covered in lava. Yet another lazy design for a poorly written sequel. Number 2, Mocap. What happened here? Where was the designing team at this exact moment that they came up with this fucking character? Who thought this would be a great idea? There is no way anyone would ever want to play as this character to fight for the fate of the world. I know they wanted to give a tribute to the Mocap suit, which is not necessary, but they could have just given him a cameo in the Conquest Mode of Mortal Kombat Deception, which they did, but since he is a playable character, my reaction was more like, oh, it's this fucking guy. Why do you even exist? I think it's funny how they made him look fit and strong when the real actor in the Mocap suit is clearly out of shape. He's already a parody-looking character like Dan from Street Fighter, so just make him look identical to the character he represents. He's not going to look any less ridiculous, I'll tell you that. Number 1, Hotaru from Armageddon. This is the most ridiculous design for a Mortal Kombat character. And why does this even beat the Mocap suit? Because we know Hotaru. We feared Hotaru. He's the sub-boss centaur from Mortal Kombat 3 that always beat the shit out of us whenever we reached the top. I remember having to retry so many times just to beat him in one round, and now I just feel sorry for the guy. He looks pathetic. There's no reason why I should fear this guy. It's like if you're facing off against Hercules' trainer from that Disney movie. The one played by Danny DeVito. I just can't believe they would butcher the shit out of one of the most feared characters of the series. It's a major insult and stupid as fuck. If you can't make something look good, then don't make it at all. Well, that's it for the top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, put a thumbs up. And if there are any other videos you would love to request, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you want to shout out a video request or you want to ask me a question for the next Q&A video, I strongly recommend you post it on my Facebook page. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it really helps me out a lot. And I'll be sure to let you know when I post up more videos. This is Score saying, have an awesome day.